Hello Guardians, Ebontis here. It is time to put together the solo, flawless, Shattered Throne complete run, hopefully all in one video. Now, I'm doing this live on twitch.tv/Ebontis, and Sedfred is in here, so we'll see how this goes. Just because he always likes to call out how many takes it is. But my build, I'm going to run this on my Warlock. Well of Radiance is going to have some benefits in there, definitely for the Ogre fight. We've got, go figure, my laser beam, my blast furnaces have continued to not hold up, so still running with this thing. Trust me, I've got a lot of blast furnace and not a good one yet. Subtle Calamity is going to be for a good chunk of the run. I will switch over to Nation of the Beasts towards the end, mostly for the Dragonfly perk on the Scions when they start splitting and spawning, just trying to kill those as quick as possible. And everyone probably knows from my previous runs, Thunderlord. Now, you can do this with Whisper. I actually debated. I've used Whisper for a good chunk of this before. I've done most of it with it. The reason I'm running Thunderlord mostly, just for one, I don't have to switch. I honestly debated on running Whisper up to the Ogre and then switching over, and then just kind of farming a point for some heavy ammo, which would be fine, just because Whisper works really well in this opening section. But I'm just going to stick with Thunderlord for now, use it the whole way through, just so I have a consistent run. But honestly, Whisper is very, very viable in here, especially if you're running with a group or anything like that, so, you know, maybe I'll do a run with that one or explain what I'm talking about later. Main reason I am running this because Thunderlord with Machine Gun Reserves, Machine Gun Scavenger, and Lunafaction Boots, I can just dump my entire 311 bullets of Thunderlord into the Ogre in one run and should be able to one-phase him. So, as the Ogre is the toughest fight, that's definitely going to be the thing. Incaru is not easy, there's definitely some jumping around, some survivability in there. But mostly my worry is the Ogre fight and putting that one together. Because once I get to the Ogre, I don't want to have to do it again. It's hard enough to get to that point with just everything coming at odd angles. It's doable. I've done it. But the other key is I have done this before. Which is one of those kind of annoying things. Because like solo flawless run. Well, I went in first. I died. And then I had my brother trying to reset it. And then I left and jumped back in. But I must have been still like tagged in his instance. Because I finished the Shattered Throne without dying, and I did this by myself, but I didn't get this one to count. So, to officially get seriously never again, let's get started. So, jumping on the Sparrow. If you guys know where you're going, you guys can jump ahead. Timestamps are going to be there. I'll put the sections in there as well for everybody, just so you guys know where to look. And we're just going to drive on over. So we're going to have the main sections. You're going to have the Erebus section, the opening. Just one second. How is this stream and everything? CPU's running kind of hard. Not bad, though. I have 1% dropped frames. Just want to watch that and see. Watch my temps a little bit while streaming. Alright, small cut in there, no big deal. But yeah, we're going to have the Erebus section, which is all the different symbols where you're running around in that opening area. That one's really not too bad, you just have to play safe and cautious, and I'll go through and explain pretty much every enemy spawn and what to look forward to on this one. Then we're going to have the Descent, and that is where you're going to run basically all the way up into the Ogre fight. So you've got everything that builds up to that. You've got the opening section with the captain and a whole bunch of snipers involved. You've got the Catwalk with the ogres that spawn and the rotating blights. And then you're going to have the Shadow Thrall run as well towards the end of that. So that's all of the Descent, basically. Then you've got the Ogre fight. That's going to be its own piece. And then to finish things up, we've got the basically the run to Incaru, what I would probably call the Ascent, if you were going to put a name on it. Because you're basically climbing up the whole time, going up the lifts. You've got a little Shadow Thrall section, but you can float in there. It's not so bad. And then finally, we have the Incaru fight. Now, the big thing about the Incaru fight is honestly just doing it in one phase. And the main reason you want to do that is because once you kill the knights, you want to be able to just unload on her with the 3x multiplier and finish it in one. You don't really want to have to do that more than once, so even if you're with a group, try and be slower about it and get yourself to get the knights low, which is what you guys will see me do, even if it takes a while. If you get comfortable killing the scions and just staying mobile away from the knights and dodging where Incaru is floating, you can work your way up to the point of being able to have the knights really low, melt them all down pretty quickly, and then just go to town on her. So either way works. Right here we've got one of our Techians right here. You can talk to her. She's always got some voice line. But Shattered Throne, solo flawless. If you guys jumped ahead to the timestamp, let's get it started. Alright, so we start in Erebus. Now this first section is not too bad. I'll explain kind of everything as I go. I'm not going to do any of the Wish Ender bosses or anything like that. That's not the purpose of this run. This is literally start to finish, just completing it solo flawlessly. So any secrets or anything like that is not what I'm going for. Just going for survival, not dying, and hopefully putting it all together in one run. I've done it. I've had all the pieces. I've spent so much time on the Ogre and Incaru that I know the fights. I just got to put it all together. So, this is our first view of Erebus. If you guys are looking for a map for this location, basically what I'm going to have... Hold on. Clear that out real quick. So, hashtag Erebus map. If you guys look that up on Twitter, you guys will find the map that I pretty much have on my head because I've done this so many times. It's going to give you kind of most of an idea where to go and what to look for, and I'll explain everything as I go. So, starting out here, this would be a bad place to die, so just make sure your jumps count. If you hear me smashing my spacebar, I'm just making sure each one of my jumps count on Floaty McFloaterson here, Mr. Warlock. Now, your first set of ads are going to spawn up here in front, so once we get close enough, you'll actually see them spawn. You can get a little closer to them as you're working them down, but if you keep a little bit of distance between you and them, it's just probably going to be a little bit better. Should spawn somewhere right about here once we get up close enough. And there we go, respawning restricted for pretty much the rest of this entire thing. So you can have some ads spawn, the acolytes up there, if you can tag those, kind of get a couple of those to start going down. There we go, Dragonfly my foes back to working. Couple eyes. Now the acolytes in this thing do want to spawn every single acolyte eye they can get their hands on. Gets to be a little annoying, but they do. The nice thing is if you come down to the bottom of the stairs, even if you see the boss down here, you're going to be able to still do what you need to and not worry too much. Now the boss is likely over there behind that left pillar, so if you can find this acolyte quick and take it down and pull back, then be careful. So you'll notice the fire is actually going to be on the front of the stairs, so you can take this as a slower fight. If you want to dump heavy, you can, but the main times I'm going to use heavy are mostly the two captains. Just kind of depends, but the captains themselves get to be really annoying because they're solar shields, and that's why there's some benefit to running Whisper here. I'm going to stick with Thunderlord. Hopefully I don't have too many issues and some heavy ammo drops, but mainly Whisper has its benefit for just being solar. Now there's one Centurion that has an arc shield, so Thunderlord makes quick work of him, honestly, just because it'll stagger him enough and keep him dying that it goes really fast. But generally, not die by fire, and we're good to go. So, I've got heavy ammo set up here up front. It will be in the instance the whole time. Now, each symbol that shows up is going to tell you where to go. The spinning fish like this is actually going to be the Shattered Cliff, so we're going to go in and go to the left. So, when I say the main hallway, like your starting hallway, this is the one I'm talking about. You can go left, you can go right. And this little flying bird, when you see this symbol, the bird diving down, this is your last symbol. You're always going to come back to this room in the end. And then what's going to be waiting for you in these wonderful tight little hallways is a captain boss that you're going to have to kill. And the floating black ball of doom in these tight little hallways can be difficult. So, again, some type of solar super has its benefits as well. I'm running Well of Radiance for survival's sake, but if you're running with teams, solar is going to serve you well. Alright, so up here, peak. Maybe a little bit farther. And you're going to have the Thrall spawn. Now, there's going to be a lot of Thrall pretty much on this entire side that you spawn in. And to spend some time, I usually kill them from this doorway because they're usually pretty controllable here. You're not going to get, hopefully, too overrun by Thrall. I mean, grenades jump up in the air. They're Thrall. They're mostly melee. They're really not too bad. They're really twitchy, so it looks like I can't shoot my gun, but, you know, They're never exactly where you think they're going to be, but they will eventually come to you. Now, if they back off because you pulled too far back in the hallway, my advice, just peek out a little bit, make them come to you again. They'll eventually head down here. You might have a few stragglers at the top of the hill on this side. Same thing will happen on the other side if you go exploring, but you'll kind of get the idea when I go over there. And again, this is not a speed run. This is a survival run, so please keep that in mind. If you're looking for speed, esoteric, glad they've made this thing look really easy. I'm going to hopefully explain everything as we go, so you guys can take this at your pace and feel comfortable doing it. So down here, underneath this bridge, would head back to the Shrine of the Infinite back there. But this one is going to be the Shattered Cliffs under here. You'll know you're going the right direction if you have enemies on your radar. So up ahead, we're going to have these adds up here. Definitely plenty of acolytes. That explosion worked well. And you're going to have your Architect. Now, the reason I'm doing this from back here, there's actually a captain that will spawn in that little canyon hallway, and watch the edge right there. You don't want to fall off. There's a captain that will spawn in there. Now, it's not like the end of the world. It's a red bar. It does have a solar shield, but it's not going to absolutely wreck you. But if you just jump in there and run past it and then start working those guys up close, which I still wouldn't advise because I'm trying not to die, it could come in behind you, so I'll show you guys where that's at. And again, I could pull this thing out and finish him up pretty quick. I've got heavy around and the lightning works. Now, just because I know he's coming, I'm going to make him pop, put a grenade at his feet, try and break his shield down, and probably clip him really fast. So there's that one. But you know he's going to pop out of that wall. Any of these bigger ones that are sitting on the wall, there's 3 places. I'll show you where each of those proximity spawns are going to be. They will be around. So next one, we're going to the bird. Just looks like it's kind of sitting on an invisible branch. This is going to be the top middle tower. It's tower, Sky Tower, I think it's called. It's going to be the one that's way up there at the top. So you've kind of got to make a little retreat. Run back. Here we go. And run on up. So there's multiple ways to get up here. But what I'm going to do is actually show you guys kind of what I would say the clearing way. So you can jump in here, down here, and then kind of work your way forward. But what I'm actually going to do is show you guys a way to kind of have a safer run back. And not kind of have any ads spawn at you. And it's just a way to clear some early stuff out. Because you're going to have to cover this entire area at some point. So if you do it in this order, you have a bit more control of some of the ads. So some of those proximity spawns don't catch you off guard. So if you come out on this side, you're going to have the Thralls in the Garden of Prophet. Same thing as the other side. A lot of Thralls, they will come at you. They will line up sometimes. But you'll be working them down for a little while. Looks like I do have some more heavies, so I can get a little more liberal with that usage at some point. And that's the thing about trying to get heavy to drop. If you use your primary or secondary weapon, you have a better chance of heavy dropping. If you use your heavy for a bunch of stuff, it's not very likely to drop. So keep that in mind as you're working through. Switch up your gun usage, and that'll help you get some ammo drops when you need it. Now, the reason I'm using a bow and not a sniper rifle is mostly just the ammo. I can fire 60 bullets with this thing, or 60 arrows, I should say, and I have a fair amount of use out of it. Now, before you go up to the tower, or Tower of the Sky, Sky Tower, I'll have to look. I forget the name off the top of my head. When you get to this point, you're going to have a couple snipers. Looks like I've got a straggler ad down below. Yep, they're all down there. Before you peek out too far, there's snipers right there. On the left is one. So you've got one up here. Tag him, watch for your Thrall. Should have another one. And they're all hobgoblins, so these are going to be the ones that have the tracking shot to you. So if you kill one, hide so you don't actually get killed by their abilities. And there should potentially be one more. I'm not seeing it right now, but I have a feeling there's another one. So be careful. Usually there's one up in the top. I have a feeling there's a third. It'll probably just pop up behind me. Now, once you hop up on this platform, you're going to have some phalanx that spawn in front of you and also behind you. So use this little thing as cover and just start working these guys down. They're really not too bad. Keep them occupied with some type of damage. And they're really not that terrible. And again, watch for any snipers that could be around. Same thing here. Now, as I'm going to the tower in the sky, the actual boss of that little tower, you know, the architect that I'm going to need to kill, is actually right up here behind you. And this is where Whisper actually pays pretty solid dividends just for having it up here. But as I don't have it, I'll kind of show you guys what I'm talking about. If I stand here, that's the architect. And you can sit there and whisper him to death for quite a while. and it's a hobgoblin, unfortunately. So every shot is actually going to get those little tracking shots to come at you. Now you could sit here, pick it off, spend your time, work on it from that way. But you're going to have some more proximity spawns, and you have to kill everything up in the room eventually. There's the other one. So peek your eyes out and just be careful. There is a third one. So for point of reference, if you're coming up here, looks like this kind of oversight is one area. And then once you come on the other side, it looks like this one's on the outside of the rocks. So just remember that third one can be out there. Now if you jump up here, you're going to have the proximity spawns coming at you. So be careful once you peek up about yay far. There they come. Now, if you feel like you get overrun, just pull back. Most of the time, they won't actually chase you, so it makes it a little easier to survive this section. And again, they always want to mess with me. Joyful explosions. You can see the hobgoblin back there as well. Now, I do have heavy Thunderlord ammo on the ground, so I'm going to be a little more aggressive here. Didn't actually mean to pick that up, but it's just a hobgoblin, so the idea, once you kind of get it in line, it's going to be taking a lot of damage pretty quick. And that's a good thing about Thunderlord. It melts really fast. Now, if I threw down a healing rift there before I started that, that probably would have been a little safer, but I did survive, so not too bad. Now, you do have to kill the acolytes before you get your next symbol. So find all of those. There we go. And again, if you ever get in a tough spot, I'm running my Warlock. I could pop Well of Radiance, and I just need to remember to do that. I would rather stand still for 5 minutes and wait for my super to come back than have the Well go away, or have a death. So, next is going to be the Shrine of the Infinite, so that's that snake in the infinite circle. And you guys can see, well, that's not actually what I was looking for. That's actually the shrine, though, that you're going towards, but it's all the way back down. So, down around here. Now, the Shrine of the Infinite is going to be, if you're looking for an egg, there's one, but I'll cover kind of its exact location. It's going to be way down over there. Now, there's two ways to get there. You can go on the far right or the far left. And you guys see I actually have a decent vantage point from up here. So if you feel like you're comfortable from putting some work in from this level, go for it. You got some range, got some room. Now, Thunderlord is probably a little broken on its range of what it's capable of, but if I can actually get his shield down and keep it there, and put some work in on some of these guys from a pretty far distance, I'll take it. I'll eventually have to get down there, but if I can kill a few of the acolytes from this direction, I'm going to do it this way. Now, I'm going to take you guys a roundabout way, again, just so you guys can actually have a few more adds in control, a couple snipers so you know where they're coming from, so follow me on the journey. We're going back down into the binary shrine. Remember this one, this is with the, what I would call a W snake. We'll come back here. This feels like it's probably going to be one of our later ones. It is totally random. You never know which order you're going to go, but you will have to get to them all. Now, we're going back around as we were going towards the Shattered Cliffs, that first one with the two fishes kind of in a circle. But the way I'm coming to this one is pretty much straight on. Now, you guys will notice I can see a decent amount of the ads. And these acolytes are crazy with their acolyte eyes. It's another reason why I like to do some of this from range. Once you jump on this little platform right here, you're going to spawn snipers. And I'm pretty sure it's like 4 of them. So what I do is I jump on, turn around, jump back, and run to cover and pick them off one at a time. So many acolyte eyes. This area, I will say especially, is acolyte eye crazy. So jump right up here. Turn around. You're going to find them. Try and get to cover quickly. The snipers will be on you fast. And just be careful, duck down. You might even have one off to your right side. So, try and get to cover and hang tight. Alright, so there's one up top. I think I got him. There should be 2 up here. Should be a 3rd above me. And then there's a 4th over here on this right side. So you got 2 above on the... Oh, that one actually didn't die. Now it did. So you have 2 above on the left, 1 actually over the Shrine of the Infinite itself, and 1 off to your right as well. This is why I have the bow. It's got enough power to one-shot quite a few things, mini snipers, but I have enough ammo I'm not so concerned about picking it up. Now, from about this point, Thunderlord's going to serve you very well, just because it is a arc-to-arc situation. I haven't fought any of the Solar Captains yet, so good times ahead. Come on. There. Once you get his shield down, he will fire Axiom Bolts. That's another reason killing a lot of things at range on him is easier. And we're actually going right back to the binary shrine I was just talking about. So for that, what you can do to get a decently direct route in there is come this direction. Now I've got the whole map if you guys want to see it. Again, Erebus map. You guys saw that one. Pick that one up if you check that one. Just search that on Twitter, and I'm pretty sure I'm the only one with that post hashtag. So Captain will pop out here. Now this is a bigger Captain. You do want to try and drop this shield. And again, it may die completely, but that Black Ball of Doom is one thing to watch out for. And he's a bit aggressive, so use your heavy. I'll even use Whisper right there and just blast his face off. So be alright to use heavy there. I promise you it's going to be an okay thing to do. Now, this is kind of a close proximity to the binary shrine. This is going to be a Minotaur boss. There's two ways to get to it. This right side isn't bad if you feel like you've got the safety that you can manage it. But if you feel like it's too much, there's a whole other side to it, and I'll kind of show you guys that as well. Depending on how this goes, I might shift to the other side and give you guys a different perspective. The reason I like the other side, I've got more range from that Minotaur shots. So that's actually where I'm going to take you guys now. So I'm going to go around to the other side and show you guys what I'm talking about, and probably get our last proximity spawn as well. I know this is like the long version, that's why I put timestamps on the video. They're also down in the description, so if you want to jump ahead, you know this section, you're like, I just want to see how to do the Ogre. That's fine. I'm just showing you guys everything that I can tell you to help with survivability, because it is one of those things that matters a ton in here. Now, we've killed the snipers up top. We've been up there to the very top. Now, down here, this is the other side for the binary shrine. Same room we were at. We just literally flipped sides. And you're going to have the Minotaur in there. Now, the Minotaur, not really so bad from range, but you're going to have this guy pop out above you. This is going to be a phalanx. It is going to be an orange bar phalanx. And the Minotaur is going to have some range as well, so watch his shots for sure. That's why I was like, depending on which angle you come out, but also if I can see the Minotaur, I can tag him a little bit here, and just work him down, maybe some heavy. And if you can get his health bar showing, that's actually a rare thing, because usually he wants to hide. I'm just going to burn through my ammo, and okay, apparently I just got an exotic. Some people would just say YouTube or streamer luck, or at least my brother would, but that's kind of a thing that just happened. So, I haven't seen that thing in a while. Doesn't have as much benefits. I don't think the whole wall hacks are as good as it used to be, but it's still a thing. So finally we've got this one. It's actually going to be right back where we came from. But this is one of the eggs. You probably saw it from the outside. I'll give you guys a view of the other one, because I think that's the last one we're going to get to. In case you're wondering what the eggs are, you actually get a bow from running this whole thing. So you start the initial quest by finishing the Ogre section, go do some stuff outside of it, come back in here, kill 3 secret bosses, and then you can get the bow that can actually kill those. And all it does is drop Dreaming City drops. There's 40 of them. Get them all, you get an exclusive Sparrow. So the bow's kind of cool. It's not epic or anything, but it's a thing. So this finally is going to be the Garden of the Prophet, the jumping fish. And it's actually going to be over there. So you guys can actually see what I'm looking at. So what I'm going to do is actually kill some of this stuff from far away. But to have a little better perspective, I'm going to go up top to the tower, since I've already killed everything. Not really a big deal. Tower of the Sky, I was right. Sky Tower, Tower of the Sky. Couldn't quite remember. But from up here, you've got a little more better vantage point. You've got some pillars to hide behind, because you are dealing with a sniper. This time it's a Vandal, which is still not terrible, but is one of those things a sniper will definitely hurt you if you aren't paying attention. So be careful. And again, if it tags you, don't even like mess with it. If one shot actually gets you, just stay safe. It's really not worth dying, because this guy will hit you hard and hit you quick if you're not paying attention. Now, I can mess with him because his angle is just barely hitting that lip in front of me, so I can actually work him down a little bit. Some pin he'll pop a barrier like that, so wait for it to go away and just keep working him. And again, I'm doing all this with primary armor just to show you guys it is doable without Whisper. I know not everybody has Whisper. You can get Whisper any time of the year now, or day or week or whatever, which is a good thing. I got some heavy down there, so I can work him down a little more aggressively. And again, it is a Vandal, so it's not nearly as powerful as like a Captain, so you can be a bit more aggressive on the heavy and have some good effect with that. So now we've got the Dragon Breathing Fire to the right. This is going to be our second to last shrine. I do still have a heavy brick right here as well, which I'm going to leave because I'm still doing okay on that front. Come back through the middle, and this will be just kind of the first tower on the left. So we had one egg, off to, we'll be coming back in here to face the captain. And that's the point where, honestly, super might just be a thing. So the first egg is in the binary shrine just above you. So if you're looking for those, remember that. The second one, it's actually like right over there, which I need a little better vantage point to show you guys. But now we have the captain. Now the captain has a solar shield. Now the solar shield's a little annoying, but if you can start working it down, it's definitely a good thing to keep working it down. I feel like there's kind of I was like, I know there's a guy behind me somewhere. And an acolyte eye that appears outside. That's awesome. Solar. Oh no. Good. And again, healing rift if you need it. Come on. I need to keep you staggered long enough so you don't get any. Really, dude? I've got Lunafaction boots, that's why I keep going in and out of my rift and actually getting my ammo full. So I've gone through a lot of ammo with my Thunderlord, but still got a decent amount, and the last section should be alright. So the bird diving down, this is your cue that this is your last final one before you go back inside. The other egg is tucked over here on the right. So if you're in the Tower of the Deep, look out, peek back to your right, and you should be pretty much good to go. Alright, so our final one will be back in the middle. Again, it is another captain, so these are going to be back to back. Depending on if I can tag him with that, I will try and cook his shield down, see if I can get some work going on quick. Try and slightly dodge these. This is actually going to go a little better than I thought, and the lightning final strike got him. So that actually went pretty well. You're going to have a few more acolytes in here, but that is pretty much it for the first section. And then once these guys are down, there's my drop. And now the floor will open and you can drop down into the descent. But I'm going to go grab some ammo real quick and then we'll move on to the next section. Alright, so there's some which will work pretty well for a little while. Should have a decent amount of adds to kill. I don't remember any specific other drops out and about for ammo, so we're just going to go for it. A lot of this descent stuff is going to be a lot of ad killing, so hopefully we'll get some to drop in there. Not anything too crucial for a little while that it can't whittle down, so that'll have to do. Alright, so hallowed ground, Erebus is done. Let's drop down into the descent. Alright, so now we're in the descent. It's journey to the spire. This is a long journey. I'll show you guys the start and finish of where we're starting to where we're ending. This will be a decently quick fall down, but this is the start of the descent way back in this corner, and we're actually going all the way over there, but we're doing this like zigzag pattern, way out there, back through here, come back out, go in there. You do a crazy run in the middle, and then that's where the ogre room's going to be. So this whole thing is the descent. So usually what I will do is fall down to this rock here. Gives me a little more, a little bit of elevation from the adds that you're going to be fighting, but not close enough that you're going to get killed. Try and use different weapons again, trying to see if I can get some ammo drops, whether it's a bow, and kill everything over there. Thank you, Dragonfly. This thing doesn't even have Dragonfly spec. You will have a Minotaur down here. There's about 3 or 4 Minotaurs in this section. 3, I believe. And you're going to want to whittle these down safely and cautiously. Their little firebomb explosion is painful, so careful. Alright, so once you land down here, you're going to have a few more of what didn't survive the explosion. Yep, all those. Now, this is where the snipers are going to start. The bow also works well for these, but each one of the snipers, you get about 1 shot, and you get to, then they tend to hide, and you have to get them from a different angle. But if you guys are looking for the next egg, it's actually going to be way up here on the far left. So you can actually shoot it all the way from down here with your bow, and you're good to go. So, 1 sniper at a time, see if I can get headshots, pick them off. There we go. And another one up. That's a Minotaur, actually, that I can put some damage into now. I know it's not the easiest thing to tell, but I'm used to seeing their, like, predator cloaking effect, so I know they're there. Don't go off the edge, but you will have a couple more. One way up top, which you can barely see his head. I don't even know if it's got a tag or not. Nope, a little in front. Over the top. Nope, I just gave him a haircut. Now he's going to show. See, that wasn't enough damage. It's got to be the crit to actually kill him. That'll do it. And there should be one more. There is. Vandal. Oh, come on. There. Alright, snipers should all be down. That actually went fairly smooth. Normally they're hiding a bit more than that. And proceed on up. Now, down below these stairs, you're going to have 3 more adds below. You guys can't tell, I slightly have this thing memorized, but, you know, that's kind of my thing. Now, the Minotaur will be above you, so if you can get an angle and see it, like, peeking over the corner, you might actually be able to find it. Just like that. So you can actually pull it. If you can see it, try and kill it. There's just one less thing that you got to worry about up there. They're not the most impossible thing to kill, but they definitely, if you don't have to kill them up close and personal, it's going to serve you better. Just make sure you don't go backing off a ledge too far. But I like to kill those guys so I don't have to worry about too much when I get up top. I can see his little flamey butt up there, but I can't get an angle on him. There you are. And he's down. Alright, sweet. Now, there will be another one on the other side, but Bungie puts a nice little troll in here for you. Right around this corner up on the top of the stairs, on the stairs here. So this one, that Minotaur just literally jumped over my head. I'm glad he didn't jump down here, but he definitely went jumpy jump. Oh, where is he? Oh. Hey, bud. You getting aggressive? Yeah, you are. Oh, man. This is when it is nice to have something powerful and heavy. Now, the lightning may have killed the fun guy over here for your surprise, which it did. But right over here would be a phalanx, and it's waiting to literally do nothing but shield blast you off the edge. So, be careful. I did miss a sniper somehow up top, sorry. Thought I had them all, but I missed one. But yeah, there's a phalanx waiting right here. So, that being said, don't let it get you. Now, I need to try and get me some heavy ammo, which is going to be a bit of a struggle. Now, you'll have a few adds up here, a couple acolytes, and then there's a main captain boss here that you need to kill. Usually it's going to be, if you come up to like this little edge right here, like above where the phalanx would be standing, and you jump up, and it looks really close on your radar, like it's right around the corner, it actually is right around the corner. So, what I'll typically actually do, throw a grenade, and here I will use Well of Radiance because I'll have plenty of time to get it back. Use that to survive and also try and kind of cook him down, and then use my heavy to stagger him. So, he's right here, grenade on his feet. This will also help do some damage to him. Let me do extra damage, be a little more efficient with my ammo, survive anything he throws at me, and then hopefully kill him pretty quick. Ta-da! Alright, so that's that. I will try and use my super more because I am always bad at that. Now I'm fairly low on the heavy ammo, but hopefully some of these guys will drop some. So the next section is this kind of, it's a cathedral. I call it a cathedral. I don't even know what the designers call it, but it's got these very high ceilings. Looks kind of like, you know, archways, churches thing. I'm going to call it the cathedral. But you've got snipers pretty much lining the entire thing. You've got some knights and some phalanx. So a lot of things to work down. And again, this is where working things down from range is to your benefit. So pretty much what I will start doing is working the knight down, because you can do it from the top of the stairs here, but if you do it from the doorway, they can tag you. So I usually do it from the top of the stairs, thanks to somebody in my Twitch chat saying, hey, back up like 10 feet and you're safe. So you can do this without any worry at all, and you can just kind of whittle them down. Now I'm hoping some of these guys, there's a heavy brick right there, so I will definitely have to go get that one. You're also going to have this first phalanx, so you may as well knock that one out pretty quick. I love how my bow will almost kill it, but it's like a millimeter. Same thing on the right, big knight, or get down. I can also use my pulse rifle. Something at range is generally my way to do things, just because playing safe, I'm not going to be like sprinting through this thing, trying to go flawlessly. If you can sprint this thing and do a world record speed flawless run, more power to you, but that is not my... Sweet, I have heavy on both sides. It's going to serve me very well. Phalanx up there. Now, this is where the snipers start showing up, and this is again where the bow serves well. There's one. Hobgoblin. Watch for those tracking shots. Same thing on this side. Wait for it. Yep. Wait for those shots, and you can start going down the row. Here's one. See how far they cover. Just out of range of those. Hit this one way in the back. Now, I'm on PC. Some people may not be like, you know, my things don't do that. I am on PC, so I'll throw that caveat out there. So we can get these two quick. Get the crit there. You do have to get the crit for the single shot with this bow, or actually hit them. There we go. Alright, so at this point the early section is fairly cleared. I got heavy ammo I'm going to go get. So I've got a phalanx up in front. Now the taken phalanx are literally waiting mostly to do nothing but mess with you and boop you off a ledge. So watch those and be very careful. Again, another phalanx up here. I hate killing him that close to ledges because if he drops heavy, I don't want it falling down into oblivion. Trust me, I've watched heavy ammo fall down completely off the face of my instance, and it just kind of sucks. Alright, so run around here, get a different angle, and this is where you can start working on your second tier. So, gonna have a couple phalanx. Never knew quite how bows were gonna work in Destiny, but they actually work pretty well. They made them feel just about right. So that one way back there. I am out of range. That'll take a while to get. Yeah, it's not even close. And you'll start to see the knight. Now, the knight may scurry underneath. Usually, from this angle, though, you get a pretty good view of him. Again, not the fastest, but a safe run. That's what we're going for. There we go. 232 on ammo, which isn't bad. My warlock jump always terrifies me. So double slam that button. Fall down here in the middle. This is why you don't want the phalanx to come peeking out from a side and blast you off a ledge. Now this knight is going to be kind of in a weird hiding spot. You'll notice there's actually, it's hard to see. Contrast in here is not amazing, but that's actually a little staircase. So it will actually be hiding up there. Well, that dude's gone. But you can actually pick him off from underneath the stairs if you can get an angle. Not the easiest. I mean, you could whittle him down by shooting his kneecap if you want to, but I can actually hit him at a crit spot, so ammo's a little better for me. Got another hobgoblin way in the back over here on the right. Didn't actually get the kill. Peek your head. That'll kill him. Alright, so you can check your sides. See if you got any more hobgoblins. You will have some farther up. But none at the moment. Now, as you guys can see, there's a taken phalanx hiding right behind this. So if you jump forward, that one's usually going to come out and potentially mess with you. So my advice, make sure you have a safe alternate route and kill him from the side, and it's not really anything to worry about. Alright, so you're going to have a couple hobgoblins that are actually majors. They're going to take a couple shots. So, find a place to work them down and also have some cover. Like so. Excuse me. Pretty sure I hit him there. I guess not. There we go. So you do have a hobgoblin back there, which I can't seem to bear. Oh, I barely did hit him. So that should be the last phalanx. Nope, never mind. Got another sneaky guy. Shoot him in the knee, then shoot him in the face. Another phalanx back. Apparently all these are hiding guys today. Cool, you guys are trying to be sneaky on me. And you got this hobgoblin back here in the corner doing some hiding. Just whittle him down with whatever you got him, shooting him in the stomach. And we're good. Make sure your radar is clear, jumping back to the center. I don't have any heavy, but I did get 2 bricks, so I'm in decent shape right now. Alright, see if there is any ammo or anything. I always like to check for that, see if I got lucky on any drops. Looks like I did not. Alright, so this would be the end of the Cathedral one, start to finish. We entered the door over there, and we're up to the Catwalk section. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Also a point where Whisper has its benefits as well. Alright, so the Catwalk section. This is a tough one. Definitely. You have 2 ogres that spawn on your right first. Whittle these down. Do it from cover back here. I wouldn't peek out. Definitely don't go running anywhere. Now that one will typically hide just because it's what it does. Now this one usually is a little more, clueless as to what's hitting them. So, and I guess it's just the range of their, the AI being like, hey, I guess I don't need to hide, so I'm gonna do it from back here. So this is where the bow and lots of ammo works. Whisper, if you are going to use Whisper on these guys and you're running for a solo run, even not a flawless run, don't have Whispered Breathing on, because if you do Whispered Breathing, they die in 2 shots. If you don't have Whispered Breathing, you can 1, 2, 3 tap, get your ammo back, and then it's infinite ammo. Now this is where it gets a little annoying. There's an ogre behind that pillar, perfectly back there. But usually what you want to do is shoot one side or the other and try and basically get him to move. I don't know why that actually works. At some point you'll see him start wiggling. See? He'll finally peek his head out. If you're close enough to him, he can hit you. But if not, yep, he was just barely in range out here. So if you're back behind here, you've got some cover. So, first stage done. Now, you're going to have either a Blight spawn here and an Ogre spawn here, or vice versa. And then, same thing out there. But, you're not going to want to fight on these little ledges, and you may not have time to get back there. So my advice is just run out here. get to towards the edge, turn around, make sure you line everything up, run straight back in the window. Things do take a little while to spawn. And it looks like I've got the hard run today. Of course I do, if I'm going to try and do a solo flawless. So the hard run, I say, is because the blights are going to be on these closer platforms. So at some point, wherever I have to do it, I have to make kind of an interesting jump. Now, if jumping isn't your thing, the Warlock float actually does kind of work to give me a little control because it's a thin platform, so I can kind of hover and line it up as I'm coming down. You know, Hunter, you have the correction of your triple jump potentially, and different things like that. Titan seems to be the least forgiving on this one, and that's why I'm not a big fan of it. But again, that Ogre either will be on that far one or up here close, but definitely take him out before you leave your ledge. So now we go forward. And this is where a solo flawless run on a tiny little catwalk section where falling will kill you, you do not want to mess anything up. So even on something like this, if I jump up in the air and kind of float, I would almost rather not have a little baby jump to try and land on this platform. If I know I can make it over to this ledge, which most of the time I can do, I would rather just jump from there to here and make it safe and land on this big, large circle. Much easier. So peek out here and then pull back. You'll get your next Ogre to spawn. Again, Blight on the left, Ogre on the right. And same principle applies. If you got Whisper, again, do the 3-shot non-whispered breathing and you'll keep your ammo. Otherwise, you might lose it. And again, he's usually not too bad. None of these really are that bad unless they go hiding, which can be frustrating, but if I can kill him before he hides, sweet. Alright. Now, this is where it gets to be fun. Now, there's a ball that you run if you're going to spawn the secret bosses for the Wishender stuff. I'm not even touching that right now. But if you're wondering, the ball that you pick up in the back of the room, that very, very far back pillar, goes right in that guy's hands right there. Next Ogre will spawn. This one is way far on the right. We'll say shout out to my Twitch chat right now. I think they're answering a lot of questions for each other, so you guys are awesome this afternoon, or evening I should say, as I record this. At least I can shoot him in the hand a little bit, a couple times, maybe the face. If he he's really gonna hide on me, isn't he? All right, I might have to shoot and like chill here. Ah, I did get more heavy. Bonus. At some point he will peek because I do not want him to tag me. He's pretty far away from my path, but I really still don't want to mess with him at all. So I'm going to do something to try and get them to move. At some point, they will come back out. I promise. It may take a little while, but if you're trying to do this all in one, and my hands are sweating, it's definitely one you don't want to get aggressive on. He's pretty low on... I literally can see his, like, thumb. I almost don't even like being this far out because I swear if he hit me once, I'm just going straight off. Yeah, don't look down. Alright, so this is where it gets interesting. Now, when I say there's an easy run and a hard run, the blights being on this platform and this platform make it difficult because if they're... Because at this point, I have either a broken situation here that you can either jump over there or jump around or something, or you basically run over here. You kind of land on that platform, which turns into a blight, and then you have to make, you can run out and then make another crazy jump. The other option, you literally never have to pick your feet up, because if the blights are on this one and the one right behind it, I run straight here, here, I run forward, over here, to this one, which is a blight, through it to the other side, and you never have to pick your feet up. So there's an easy run, there's a hard run, this is the hard one. Why not, right? So, I always like to line everything up, jump on over, and we have the fun jump. So again, the Warlock float, but even something here. Try and make sure you line everything up. Now, for me and this jump, this is a preference. I don't think you can land on that one. Don't try. Or if you do, don't do it on a flawless run. Do it with people. You can land on this little ledge right here and then go around. But me, what I like to actually do is go aiming for a larger target and kind of go smash into that wall. Not smash, but float. Either way, that kind of gives me a little more... room for error. It feels like it, at least. You may be able to do what I need to do. Now, if you have like stompies, or potentially the lion rampants, you can float probably around this whole thing and have enough time to float and line things up. Lion rampants in here are good for titans, as that's probably my recommendation to even try this thing. They'll give you a little more recovery. But also I've had lion rampants if I'm not comfortable with how long they float. I've like overfloated in here, and that's a bummer too. But from here, I'm going to go over there. So let's see if I can line this thing up. Start my jump, and then just really like, what I like to do is look down and make sure my cursor is where I'm trying to land, and then just kind of run over here by this wall. Now this ogre is going to be just far enough away that it can't kill me, but it is kind of a barely close enough range. That's the other reason I don't like to jump forward. You could jump forward, but then I'm up there on that ledge, and I honestly might be in range. Now the only bad thing about this is he's going to hide, which means I have to stand on this tiny little edge for a little while, which is scary. Now you could literally go up there and land on that platform, which actually would probably be a little safer. From where I'm at, that's actually what I may do. But eventually you're going to have to land on kind of a thin ledge. So you can pick your poison. You can go from there. You probably could land that, actually, but I've got to pull the ogre first. This is what I would definitely call the slower section, but there's not really a way to speed an ogre along. Now, if you're waiting on the other guy, you can shoot his buddy, but I'm pretty sure this ogre up here is like, screw you, dude. I'm not coming out. You're just going to take the shots. Sorry. He's angry. You know, he's flexing his muscles. But his ogre buddy right here up front is just like, sorry, dude. If you're not smart enough to hide behind the pillar, can't help you. Now, he's technically not required to kill. I'm just doing it because he's over there. And I just want to make sure everything's dead. You don't have to kill everything. It's just what I'm doing. Now, at some point, he actually needs to start showing up. So, I will try and shoot something to get him to move. Sometimes it works. I feel like Jurassic Park and his vision's based on movement. So, same situation. Get him to peek out. And if you get him hitting, he might start to back up. So, if you're like worried about him backing up too far, let him come all the way back around to the front, and then you're good. So, from here, same situation. I'm going to go for my sprint. And just use this float, depending, and just trying to line up my landing. That was a little early for the jump. So your other option, it's kind of hard to see. So from there, you've got these little, like, kind of platforms on the wall, which was somewhere in this region, which I could see better over there. You could potentially maybe float over to this. You'd be able to see it from over there. And the nice thing is you could actually check. So if I run over here, let's see how this looks. So you've actually got two platforms. So you've got this one, and this landing could be on rocks. So if you can actually make it to over there and you don't feel comfortable with this jump, these two platforms landing here, you have plenty to move past because you're just landing on rocks. So you're basically good at this point. So, all right, that is through the catwalk section, and so far so good. Crossing fingers, this thing will keep it going. All right, so now we have these shattered, not the shattered, the, what are they called? I can't even remember. They're these little shadow thrall. I'm blanking recording a video, but that's normal. Shadow thrall run. Now this section, there is a secret orb over there for, again, this is like orb 2 of like the second secret boss. I'm not worried about that one. There's a little platform up there, and that is my goal. That's like my first platform to jump up on and kind of gather my thoughts. When you run in, don't stop till you get going there, because if you don't enter, nothing will start spawning at first, so you don't have to worry about quite as much, and you can usually make some progress. So start running in. You will be slow, so you cannot sprint. Now you can jump in here, and again, your health is not going to be coming back either, which is a struggle, but if you get up here, you're kind of good. Now, the height of your jump is kind of a thing, so my advice is try and crank your mobility up as high as you can for just a little bit. So I've got mobility up. Let's see what other gear I've got. That's restorative. Is this mobility? So that one might get a little higher. So that's up to 5. And again, having just mobility gear in here, if you've got it, will just give you a little bit height on your jump. And that might actually let you get over the top of some of these adds. Just has some benefits to that. See, I'm on mobility there. So, I'm up to 8 mobility, and just my standard jump might be a smidge higher. Honestly, can't tell if it does or not, but if it makes me feel better on this run, I'm going to take it. But you guys notice the Shadow Thrall can't do anything. If you are low on ammo, this isn't exactly where I would farm ammo, I'll show you, but these things just keep spawning, so if you do eventually have to farm ammo, it's not a bad place to do it, but I'll show you where. What we're looking to get to is to this little ledge over here on the left. So, my advice, see if you get a decent grouping of spawns kind of running up the stairs, and then run forward, and then as they're trying to run up the stairs to you, jump off the ledge, and they pretty much have to go the other direction. And this is where a little extra height in that jump serves you well, and this little ledge, again, something that's going to keep you safe. And again, as I was saying, if I need heavy ammo, it's a way to farm it. There's another one actually farther up, but works pretty well to farm. Now I've got Well of Radiance, which will keep me alive for pretty much any part of this, and also heal me. Healing Rift would do it as well. But Titans, I would use a Thermite Grenade in here for this upcoming section. Hunters, you guys can go invisible, which is just insanely amazing. But yeah, Titans, Thermite Grenade will give you a path to run through, which will hopefully help you survive. So what you're waiting for is to see a whole bunch of ads come running around the side. And again, if you feel like you want to pull them, maybe jump down, see if you can get them to run around. And then at some point, they'll hopefully come running up the hill. I don't want them all sitting around that corner if I can help it. So see if I can pull a lot of them up here to me. There's even some heavy ammo. And if I can get them to run up here, they really don't want to run. And then if I can get something happening for a change, I'm going to go here. Now this is where it gets tough because you won't get your health back, but having just enough of a jump and then a grenade for them to all run through will work actually fairly well. Come up the stairs. Again, just try not to let them stop you, because if you get bumped by them, that can be trouble. Turn this corner. Now this is another ledge you can jump to give you a little... The Shadow Thrall is just going to ruin my run. So this is a bit scary right now. A little low on health. Alright, so this is your ledge. Now if you need to farm ammo, this is your spot. You can do this part on the way out. You could sit here and wait for your super. If you want to run that, you technically could pop your super. Because I am slowed, but I'm not dead. So if that's going to help you survive and your super's not up yet, stand here for 5 minutes, get your super back up, whatever it takes to not die in this last little bit. I'm going to cast a Healing Rift just so my health is full, so I don't die in this last little bit here. So I'm good there. But again, do something, get your health back, and you'll be alright. But finally, this last section, it's not that far, but you just don't want to take one extra swipe. Once you jump over this, you are not slowed anymore. Now somebody may jump down and join you. So you might turn around and wait and see if anybody jumps off that edge. But you should basically be done with that point. Now, the secret boss is going to be up there, just so you guys know. There's also an egg over here once you enter this area, so you guys know where that next one's going to be. But yeah, no eggs in that Shadow Thrall run. There's a secret chest down below, but I've showed most of that stuff in previous runs. Alright, so now we kind of make our ascension towards this final section. You're going to have a couple blasters on the outside. Now, if you feel comfortable with it, that's totally up to you. If you want to use the inside route and you just feel more comfortable not going on an outside where you might get booped by a taken blaster, the inside's really not that bad and just probably safer anyway. So watch the taken blaster on your left, watch the one in front, and if you go indoors, you're just going to have a couple failings to deal with. Main thing is just don't stand on the floor. That's all it is. It's not going to insta-kill you. It's just going to burn you a little bit, give you a little damage. And it's really just two guys. And it's kind of like the floor is lava. Jump around. Go between each corner. Should be another one here. Jump up here, and you are safe. So, I mean, it's easier on... The outside is quicker if you were going for a speed run. Obviously, that's what I would tell you to do. But if you're going for safety, just go on the inside. You don't worry about getting blasted off an edge or slipping off something. So much simpler. So, gonna have a lot of phalanx up there. I'm gonna jump up and work on taking those guys out. And if I don't show every egg in this run, I've tried to show those in other runs, so just keep that in mind. I'll try and remember where most of them are. Feel like there's... There we go. Alright. So, from down here, you can work most of the phalanx down. They are taken, so again, don't let them get too close to you so you don't get knocked off a ledge or blasted backwards or anything like that. And just whittle these guys down fairly quickly. They're not too bad. And if you guys are looking for another egg, it's pretty easy to spot. Just come right up there. There's another one on that side over there. Should be one or two more on this little ledge, and then we get to the fun part where my heart is going to race. I do love how they get their health back. That is fun. Alright, so that is the end of the descent, and now we are at the Ogre room. So lunafactions are on. I'm going to go back to everything that's going to help me with my machine guns, ordnance, machine guns, machine guns. Alright, everything is good there. Going to clear out some of these blues real fast, just not have to worry about looking at a bunch of stuff on the ground. See if this Duke's any good. I doubt it. I have a pretty good Duke. Opening shot and moving target. You know, that's probably actually not horrible for PvP, but the Duke probably is getting outshined by every other hand cannon in the game right now. And Sanguinite Alchemy, who knew that was going to fall? Enhanced Linear Fusion Aim, and yeah, not terrible, but not really going to use it. Alright, so the Ogre Room. This is going to be... This is the key right here. So, the Ogre Room is what I would personally consider the hardest part, just because you have the smallest margin for error. So, once we get up here, I'm going to kind of give you a brief explanation, but I've done this fight on my channel, so if you guys want to see that explanation and full gameplay of a fight, that's it. Basically, the idea is the Ogre is going to spawn in the middle. You've got 4 sections, the front, the left, the right, and the back of the room. There's going to be a wizard, 2 vandals, and 2 goblins in each section. Everything's taken in here still, of course. And the idea is when you kill a wizard, it drops an orb. You have to have 4 orbs. And then you can dunk right on one of these little, I don't know what you call it, canister things. When you do that, you have that will actually drop the shield on the Ogre boss. This is the only time you can do damage to him, and you have a certain amount of time to do it. So, usually what I will do is I'll use the front of the room, like this pillar and a couple pieces of cover to set everything up. I'm going to get the wizard on the right really low. So basically it just takes me 1 shot with my bow to break the shield, or 2 shots to kill it. Set this one up to be really low and this one up to be really low, and try and kill as many adds as possible so I have basically the least encumbrances in my path. Then I kill the one in the middle, pick up its orb. Come over here, this one's low, I break its shield, pick up its orb. Work my way to the back of the room, and I do want to kill everything because when I do this on my Titan, I have my Sentinel shield, and I can just go to town. Which is a nice thing, because I can use my shield to kill the guy in the back, and any adds that are back there, and I'll survive fine. As I don't have that option on this character, because I'm running Well of Radiance, the difference there is going to be that I've got to try and kill more of the adds from here up in the front of the room, which is harder, and may, you know, take me some bow ammo, but if I don't have to kill too much in the back, that's going to serve me a little better. Now, I'll probably break the shield, use some Thunderlord ammo to try and kill it if I know I have some around, but we'll just see how this goes. After I pick up that orb, I come over here, shoot it once or twice. Final orb, you've got about 40 seconds, so there's no rush. You can hide behind the pillars, wait till you've got a good angle, jump up, dunk it, kind of jump back a little bit, pop my well, and then just go to town with my Thunderlord and pretty much unload all 311 bullets into him and kill him. So, all that being said, let's get it started. Ogre fight, take 1 and only 1. So Ogre spawns first. Hold yourself up to this closely. Wizards will spawn next. You'll have some adds that kind of peek out of walls or invisible portals. Just be careful where they spawn. Wizards spawn. Adds come shortly behind them. So these are going to be my close ones up here. The Vandals hurt. Be careful. Watch your positioning. And then this is kind of the game of peekaboo that we get to play as we work on our adds. Now the Goblins do their shielding trick, which always gets to be fun. Yep, can't do anything about that guy because he's shielded by a goblin. If I peek up here, some of the adds will eventually come forward, like the wizard. So it's just moving back and forth, looking for the shots that you can get. And again, of course, the Vandal shields get to be really annoying. That's why this back and forth motion happens a lot. You're also going to have some adds over there that you can work on, so, you know, we'll eventually get to those. But if you get a shot on them, take the chances. Are you serious? And then sometimes just shields are everywhere and there's not a lot you can do besides kind of run back and forth and make sure you're not going to get killed. This is just not really cool because that guy is invisible or invulnerable and I can't do much to this wizard to make him move. Now I could pop his shield and make him budge. That'll usually get it to move a little bit at least. The shielding on this is just, you guys are epic right now there with your shield stuffs. There we go. Goblins down. Taken Vandal is still shielded, which means I've probably got to find an odd angle to try and find the Goblin, which is doing that work. And again, you just don't have much room. You have this little piece of cover, but I can get hit by a sniper in front of me. I can get hit by a wizard behind me to the corner. There's still a Vandal over there. So you don't have a lot of room. And then when it gets to running around the room, that's why I don't like to leave much to chance. So I'm going to set this thing up as perfect as possible, just because I don't want to risk literally anything. And again, you'll notice if I'm up here long enough, the other wizard from this middle section is going to come out and find me there. But if I can get a couple shots on this wizard, might be able to work that shield down and break it a couple times. Not so bad. So here's that Vandal. Finally got that one down. Now the wizard, up here in the middle, my idea by getting them ready is basically going to be doing... I still have a sniper shooting me over there, you jerk. Stagger the snipers if you can, hit those crits, and that'll get them to stop flinching like coming at you. Now again, if I can... Same thing, if I break a shield, what I really like to do is get their health as low as I can. So that's probably about, you know, down to a third. Same thing here. I'd be careful how powerful you use a weapon to break a shield or like a grenade, because if you kill them, then you have to start to run, and I'm definitely not ready for that. So here, the middle one's not as bad. Like, if you don't get that one quite perfect, the idea there is going to be just make sure when you do get things ready, like that one's basically as low as I can get. So that one's perfect. If I break the shield, it will die. That's what I want. So same thing here. Ow, that's the ogre. So again, if I can get that one low, perfect. That was almost one too many shots. That one is just about accurate. Any of you guys tuning in on Twitch, we are doing a solo flawless Shattered Throne attempt. So far, still no deaths. Knock on wood. So this is where it gets kind of tricky. This one over here is completely set up. Like the wizard's fine. There are no ads. I'm good. The one in the middle is set up as well. Now this transition across, if you're a hunter, is pretty easy. Just go invisible. But if I can get the wizard to pull up here, usually this is when we're kind of going to pull across. I'll grab a little ammo, run through. Ogre's going to try and knock you a little bit, but if I can slide and get back to this cover, then I should be fairly safe. Same thing on this side. Going to work my ads down. If I can see them. Watch for the ogre. Now the goblins, everybody's in the little bubble. Everybody's safe. Now as soon as the shield drops, see what you can kill. Alright, so that's good. Now this cover always gets a little interesting on this left-hand side. What I feel is like a very similar situation on the right side. I swear if I sit here, I can get shot in the butt by that wizard. So you gotta be a little careful with the wizard on this side. Same principle here. You want to tag the wizard enough to actually break the shield. But if you don't have a line of sight, sometimes I'll jump up here and see what I can shoot in the back. So if there's a goblin or anything back there, and again, not always the best shooting, but I do basically need to work down those ads because I don't want to get in the back and have the goblin make things invulnerable because I'm not going to have many opportunities to, well, that goblin's down. Nice. One less thing to worry about. And again, if you shoot it once, it'll probably move. Oh, come on. And again, that ogre, basically the whole ogre's job is to push you out of your hiding position. It's not really going to kill you that much. I mean, if it really pins you to a wall, you're probably screwed. But the ogre's job is really not to kill you in this place. It's just to push you out of where you want to be. Because these little spots of cover are tight. I'm going to use my healing rift because I feel like that guy's going to be on my butt. Now this is a decent angle up here. Not the safest place to do it, but that's a shield break. And then if I can come back here a little bit, I do have some heavy on that side, which is not a bad thing, which also may make me want to actually come to this side. Hey, Penguin's back. Shout out to Twitch. Alright, so, and again, if it's just another tag here, this is the one I like. Oh. See, and now I'm getting tagged on both sides, so I gotta move and hide. I did break the shield, but not a chance to go for it. And again, you gotta be quick. Now, technically, I can crouch and kind of peek my head around here, and this will actually give me an angle. But if the wizard's firing, it's going to hurt. But if I can get an angle on the wizard, get some health damage on it, there we go. So I may actually do this in a reverse order. It may not be wise, but because I've got heavy ammo sitting right over here that I know I'm going to have access to, that may actually work really well for me, just because then I can go to town on everything in the back of the room, have heavy ammo to pick up, and still be full to dump a full 311 into big guy here in the front of the room. Alright, so shield's getting low. Basically prepped on that side as well. So now the decision comes, but as I'm thinking about it, I need to try and kill some of the ads in the back of the room. So I'm going to use the pillar for cover. Try and use... I can't see anybody back there, man. So I'm going to switch sides when I make sure my health is up. And I think we're going to do this the other direction. Shout out to everybody out there watching this live. All 50 of you guys, thank you for tuning in. This is the tough part. So we're making the transition back over, which... not my usual doing, but we're going to have to just roll with the cards because that heavy ammo is going to be really valuable. Now that wizard, I'm going to want it to move. Ah! Nope. That was so close already. Man. Those little moments right there. And like that one I survived, it could have been just as easily, but I didn't survive it, which always sucks. That's why if you die on this ogre room, believe you have no idea how many times I've probably died trying to do this properly. So don't feel bad if you do. Oh, come on. It's like hiding behind a wall over there. And this is where I'm just trying to get those perfect shots on those ads in the back so I know they're not going to be an issue. And it may not be like the most ideal thing I'm doing right now, but honestly, if I have less to worry about when it comes to that final rotation, I just want to do it once and I don't want to worry about it. So this is going to be a slower section. If you guys want to cut ahead, you know, fast forward, that's up to you guys. But right now I'm just trying to get some of these perfect shots out of the way. Like that goblin. I don't know how I missed that. Come on. So I can have my Well of Radiance. I don't want to use that because I'm going to use that for the boss kill. Cannot get a good shot here. Yeah, everything's just on me right now. And this is why it's really hard to solo this. This is one of the hardest parts of this whole thing, right here. Wait for that recovery. Try and find yourself an angle. So that goblin did take a shot, but isn't dead yet. I'm going to go grab some ammo. Just so I can have more shots in my bow for my whittling of the back ads. Again, using this piece as some cover. Oh, okay, that goblin's down. Sweet. One less thing to worry about. Still feel like there's a couple, and they do tend to hide a lot. But normally I say I go to the left, and that's literally what I said in the explanation. But as I have heavy to pick up, I think that shot on that wizard is trying to break that shield, so it's a little easier to kill when it comes time. And healing rift again. Now, if you're a hunter, use your towering shield. Use that as cover. Keep yourself safe. If you're a titan, use your towering shield. If you're a hunter, on this section. But then don't be in a rush to kind of go to the final phase without having your rally barricade up, because rally barricade will save you just so you can dump a bunch of damage in. Cannot believe I cannot see anything back there. I wish I had some angle right now. Anything would be better than all the garbage I've got right now. Alright, anybody back there? So I know that Vandal's down there. No way I'm actually going to make that shot flying up in the air. Being quite hopeful. So at some point I'm just going to have to go with this. So I know I have the heavy ammo, so we're going to get ready to go for the damage phase. This is where everything has to come together. So, Thunderlord is going to be what I'm going to use in the back part of the room. I'm going to start with the wizard in the front, pick its orb up, come over here to the right, shoot that wizard twice, pick its orb up. Between each orb you have like 40 seconds, so you have a decent amount of time, so don't rush this part. That's the key. Then, when we get to the back room, I will probably have to use some type of heavy ammo in the back of the room to try and break everything down that remains. Hopefully the Vandal shields aren't too bad. And people have made this look probably a lot better than I have, but you guys are here with this video, so thank you guys for tuning in. Alright, so at this point, I want this wizard to come back over here just a little bit, so it's kind of close in front of me. Easy to pick this one up. Give it a second so I'm not completely in his view. Now those orbs, those things do not last forever, so you have to pick it up fairly quick. Now same thing, I gotta break this one. So that one is down. That's why I set these guys up, so they're pretty easy to kill. Now, see if I've got an angle on anything back here. Doesn't look like I do, but I can work on tagging a little something. Grab the orb. Give me another 43 seconds. So there's the Vandal. Watch the snipes. Use your cover right here. There's one down. Now, I'm not going to waste too much more time. Thunderlord's coming. And Wizard's going to die. If he doesn't go in there, he's going to be immune. Almost dead. Cool. Alright, so that one's down. So reload. Still got 20 seconds. Take a second. It dropped heavy for me anyway, so it's just going to be nice to me right now. That Wizard has been a pain in my butt before, so come back here. Got another 40 seconds. Grab your cover. That's that Ogre doing its thing of being really annoying. Still got 35 seconds. So be careful. The Wizard's also getting on me right now. Try and tag it. So that one's down. I gotta make the push up here. So try and get some cover. Use the pillars. Use these. Don't wait too long. Still have to make sure I go get this thing. Now we have our full 40 seconds. So Ogre's pretty much going to be in the middle of the room. What you want to do is try and line up this little tiny stone statue between you and him and slowly work your way up. As soon as you get to where you can dunk. So I did this backwards again. So I dunked. So I'm pretty much right in front of him. So now we're just going to go to town. Lunafaction boots are on. I'm pretty much right next to him. So this is a little aggressive for positioning, but it's just going to have to work. 16 seconds. Keep going. Keep going. Burn him down. Burn him down. All the ammo that I've got is probably what this is going to take. Keep going. 8 seconds left. Keep going. Come on. Finish it up. Finish it. Come on. Come on. 4, 3. Yes! Whew. All right. So 3 of 3. Done. 1 take. Yes. Okay. Whew. Okay, I can breathe for a minute. I'm going to go gather some ammo. Oh, still got it. Nice. I'm going to grab some ammo and bring my heart rate back down. That always feels tight. It always like comes down to what it feels like the wire. So, we're getting there. Thank you guys. Shout out in chat. Everybody on Twitch, you guys catching this live. Thank you for the support. You guys are awesome. Just got like a rush. I'm like flushed right now. Whew, I'm going to have to catch my breath here in a little bit. What is up, everybody out there? Thank you guys. Hype in chat. All you guys on YouTube. Hopefully you guys could hear that one out there. This is still the flawless part. That's one of the harder sections. So, Incaru is not easy. But I will definitely say that's the one that gets tricky. So, if you're looking for the next egg, it's right here. And you get your Wish Ender bow once you finish the whole quest, because the final secret boss is actually in that room, which don't even try and do that in a flawless together. But you'll come up here, and as soon as you get... Yeah, I know. Ito. But yeah, you'll literally pick up the bow, and it makes it very obvious. It's like, shoot this! So yeah, that's how that goes. I love how somebody in my Twitch chat right now is Life Alert Salesman, and I feel like I may need a Life Alert with my heart right now. Before I run down, I'm going to show you guys where another egg is at, just so you guys know where it's at. Now we're in Eleusina, and this is going to be the Ascent to... There's your egg, tucked right over in that corner. This is going to be the Ascent, all the way up to the top of the spire. I think we're going pretty damn high up there. And that's where Incaru is, the final boss. Now, in between here and basically the final boss room... You're going to want some type of solar damage with range. So, I'm going to switch over into my Destiny Item Manager and pull this thing out. Basically, what I use is a scout rifle, because there's it doesn't have to be amazing, by the way. I've got like a distant relation, for example. Anything that's solar, and remember, this place is only 590, it's not 650. So, I mean, it equalizes to you, but if you're high enough, you're still high enough. So, there are solar shields that come up in between captains and wizards and things like that, so have something. That's about the only thing I forgot to say. To do with the solar shields on this in-between section. Just be safe on these jumps. You got some pretty big platforms to hit. Just don't miss. All of the things that look like they're platforms are actually platforms. You're not just like going to fall off. But from here, you can have a lot of wizards down there. Now, if you can start picking them off from here, you know, I've seen worse ideas. I don't know where that one went. But you can work on breaking some of these guys' shields down. If they go into hiding, which they do tend to do a lot, this vertical area may actually help you get some kills on them. But the idea here, for some reason, I don't know why, if you try and whittle these guys down without something solar, their shield is like forever long. So these shields and then the captain shields are worth something solar, literally just for this section. And that's another reason why I don't use a sniper in this middle slot. I use a primary weapon. So if I switch between a hand cannon and a scout rifle and then, you know, my bow, they're all the same ammo type, so I don't lose that ammo and have to try and get it back. So that's another reason for me keeping that primary section and that bow works well, just giving me that versatility of the ammo. Don't normally land on this one, but I guess that will do. And again, you don't have to kill all of those. Technically, that like thing will shoot up. But if you just want to make sure you have no chance of dying, you're totally safe, kill everything. That's my motto. Don't leave anything to chance. Because those shots, if you run in, all 4 of them, if you don't kill them, you'd probably die. If you don't find one, you know, there's one straggler that you don't find or it's hiding behind, That would probably be something you could survive, but I don't even want to risk anything right now. We're still doing good. Sweet. Alright, so those should be down. I'm going to bring chat back up. And again, lots of ranged weapons here. Should be good. I don't think there's any secrets around here. I could be totally wrong, but I'm not really concerned with those at the moment. Oh, alright. So as you come up, it will give you your safe landing spots. You don't have to worry too much. But up ahead, you're going to have a whole bunch of acolytes. And then there is going to be a captain up there. So something with range. Again, scouts actually got a little buff, so they're a little better. This isn't like an amazing scout rifle. It's just a solar scout rifle. But at some point, there is going to be a captain in the back. I don't think that one actually has a shield, but it just does have a lot of health. And that's where your heavy is probably going to serve you fairly well. Hey, heavy ammo. Sweet. Now, when I get to the final room, there's a way to do that thing insanely fast. I'm pretty sure Glad beat that thing faster than, somebody could do a video intro. So it can be done insanely quick with, like, tether and some other fun stuff, which is crazy. Now, the things you hear spawning are going to be, like, above. So you're going to hear things kind of spawning. Don't worry about them as much. They're usually much farther ahead than you have to worry about. Couple stragglers. There's always a few that don't want to show their faces at first, but that knight in the back, really not too bad. Alright, so that should be all of those. Oh, he's way in the back right now. I don't usually see him run that far back. Watch the fire. It definitely still is fire. Fire's bad. And again, just saving my ammo. I know I've got some up here literally right in front of me that I can pick up, so it's probably not totally required that I wait that long. But just trying to conserve my heavy for that final section. And up we go to the next part. And again, don't touch anything when you fly up. It's pretty good about putting you where you need to land. I might soften the landing a little bit, but I wouldn't worry too much about it. Here you have like a goblin phalanx chain, so you got to figure out which order in the maze the chaining is doing. So once all the goblins go down, should be reasonable. And forward we go. Now you do have a fair amount of donuts in this area. I say donut as, platforms with holes in the middle, so just be careful. Yeah, this is my good old Go Figure. Treat me well. Some of you guys may ask what is on my Go Figure. Outlaw, Rampage. I put a counterbalance stock on it, which some people have actually said change. But it's a pinned mag, and I've got the Devil Scope, so I'm on PC, so that may be why it looks good too. So just remember, this whole run is on PC. That could be a thing. But hopefully there's nothing too much that wouldn't be totally viable. Now, one thing to make note of, the Solar Scout is for these captains. They do tend to like to hide a little bit. And by a little bit, I mean all the time. Captains are weenies. Actually got like explosive rounds, which works really well on him. Oh, he went into hiding. Come on. I really hate standing on this baby ledge, but I don't want to run down there and have him try and hit me in the face. So if you feel like you want a different angle, maybe try and peek out here. See if you can catch him. I don't know where he went. But yeah, these little tiny ledges, definitely, if you're not a fan of heights, I'm sure this would just make your heart sweat the whole time. He is over there, though, so even at this point, I may just throw a grenade on him and just kill him. Not even worry about it. I'll wait for my next grenade to show up if I'm not worried about it. Now, up ahead, you're going to have, like, 3 different captains, I think, in this little room. That one actually died, but there's definitely more of them. You can see his kneecap right there. Now, if he's actually going to give me a chance to shoot him, that's fine. You can throw one block. I can get over one of these things. And you'll notice there will probably be more of these captains up ahead. The Vandals will be around. There we go. Now, same here. You got a little bit of a ramp, but make sure you get a solid jump. You don't want to go falling down there. Now, up here, you're going to have a lot of Vandals, so be careful about snipes coming at you. They do have a lot of range in this area, so just try and tag them. Some will be out of range, like on that upper deck, but you're going to have ones on different sides. And also, you know to check the radar. We're not done with the captains. I knew there was at least one more up here. So, something solar to pop a shield, a grenade. Come on. Cook. Break the shield. And there we go. So there are 3 in this little room. Don't forget, if you think you got 2, one's usually waiting and hiding. They definitely feel like trolling you, so keep in mind Bungie's pulling a few tricks out of their sleeve. But I mean, that's also just radar awareness. Just look around, see what you got around you. Could be a couple. Now, there's usually one once I kind of get halfway up the stairs that will spawn and fall down. You can kill that. May save you from killing it later. Just know that it's coming. So usually once I get to about here, wait for it. Maybe a little farther. There it is. So on this upper deck, if you come up here, you'll watch. Usually it will fall down. Oh, the one time it doesn't do it? Cool. Well, about half the time I've had that do that before. So if a captain does fall down behind you, just be ready for it. And let's go to the next level. Same thing. Should land you properly, but I always like to look down just to be safe and catch my fall. Now here's more captain action up here in the middle. So just put as much work into them as you can. Still not entirely sure how this reticle works. It looks like a hat, but then it's not, so I never quite know. Come on. Ugh, you can see his like shoulder. You can use this little like section of rocks over here just as a different angle if you're trying to peek in here to these captains. Actually usually help. Come on. Oh, now you're going to be out of my line of sight the other way? Cool. Really? Scout rifle's just not that accurate, I guess. There, if I can get that shield to break on them, they'll both kind of die. Cool. I know there's at least 2 in there. And there's the 3rd. So each of these captain sections does have 3. Don't forget. Hey, a little more heavy ammo. Not as though I need it right now, but that's fine. Little gap there. Make sure you jump. And they're just throwing the heavy at me right now. So, push forward. And then we've got... this is another Shadow Thrall running section. Now, you can float in the air, so it makes it a lot easier. Now, if for some reason you haven't had heavy ammo dropping, this is the way to get it. So wherever you're at, you know, float in the air, you know, touch down on the stairs, really not too bad. And then if you need ammo, or if you want to farm catalyst kills or something like that, you can get right here and these guys literally spawn forever. So, if you need heavy, you need to kill some things, do what you need to do. If you're not on a flawless run, I could bring like my Sunshot in here, or my, what is the thing I'm thinking of for the catalyst that I never finished? Pulse Rifle, Void, Explodey Boy. Basically, any catalyst you need is a good place, because these guys just do not stop, so you can just sit here for like an hour and shoot. There's no time limit, no limitation. It's a good place if you're looking for it. Oh, this guy's getting aggressive over here in the corner. This guy's like, I'm going to get him, I'm going to get him. Guess not. But yeah. Now, there's a window kind of right out where these guys are spawning. Go Graviton Lance, thank you, Tay. Right around to the outside, there is a window. You'll go through that, but right outside there, there's another wonderful wait for you. It's another Phalanx, and the platform is not that huge, so if you got blasted, you would probably lose that battle. So when you come around this corner, be ready for the Phalanx right over there. Try and hide against this wall so you don't get blasted by him, and make sure he dies real fast. Now, use your cover. The Shadow Thrall won't be a worry. Nothing's going to jump out and get you. But you're going to have some Phalanx out here as well. Come on. There we go. Alright, so again, if you need ammo, perfect place to farm, but if you're done with ammo, you're good. Now here, just a big straightforward jump, nothing crazy. And again, another big jump if you don't want to run that little rafter. And this is one of the final jumping risks of the entire thing, is this outer taken blaster wall. Now, there's 2 things you want to kill. Hobgoblin right out here. Maybe a scout rifle will work better. Better? Sound like a child. So that's one. And there's another one you can barely see. So if you peek out about here, Hobgoblins down. Shots are good. So, I can't even honestly tell you point of reference where I'm even at right now in this whole thing. But I'm going to climb up a little bit higher. But yeah, this place is amazing. So, shout out to Bungie. If one of you guys ever watched this video or any of my videos, this is one of my favorite activities ever. Just because it is kind of awesome. Alright. So, this taken wall. You'll notice most of it is at about your level. So, running and timing it is kind of harder. My advice on this one, while this first landing is a little bit tight, I usually try and go over the top of it. I'm going to switch over my Nation of Beasts just so I have it ready. And wait for the first one to go, and if you get your timing going, you'll usually follow them down the wall. Now this one's not too bad of a landing. Here. Now the next one, because that's your third platform you're going to get to, sorry, this one's a bigger platform to land on. It's the second one right around this edge that is harder. So you want to watch for that one to go above. And then again, same thing, like be kind of vertical. You don't have as many, but make sure you get far enough on this edge and just smash your face into this wall and stay right here. Now, make sure this one doesn't take you out. There's not too much between you and that platform. Jump on up and over, land here, and you're basically almost there. Final section again, you can mostly float over the top of it. Seriously, guys, like, I'm getting to the point where, like, my body's nervous for me. I mean, I'm not even feeling that nervous, but it's definitely, I can feel it. Alright, so, once that first one goes up here, watch that one. And usually this one seems to take so long. I would wait on this one right here. Start your jump timing with this. Follow it around. One shot from a hobgoblin won't kill you. Blast him in the face. And you're good to go. So, now we just have a few more jump up portals. And then we will be on the final section. If you do want a secret chest for the week, it's usually nothing crazy. Not like a powerful gear drop or anything. Just a random gear drop. And I probably haven't covered all the eggs. I may have missed a couple. It's fine. I'm not worried. Still alive. Use a random secret chest. This away. I got a blue. Awesome. Alright. So, one of our final ascents before we get to Incaru. This one is a long ways up. You have a little bit to walk through, and then the final ascension is here. Well, shout out to everybody watching. This could be my biggest collection of people watching my stream at the same time, so thank you all for showing up. Hopefully you're entertained. Good old gladiator question. And again, the question of jumping or running. If you can not have an issue of landing anywhere, I will take the safe spot every time. Up we go. And this is it. Now, if you don't run forward, you won't spot everything. But before I do this, I gotta shake everything out. Okay. The way this works, you have these knights. Bakur, Alector, and Gaurog. These three are the three that you need to kill at the same time. And you need to not get them low or too low. Because if you guys have seen these Ascendant Knights in other places, when their head pops off, they run around like crazy, and you don't want them to be that close. So what my plan is going to be, basically the way this fight works, you've got adds that spawn on the left, adds that spawn on the right, each wave, per se. They're scions, and they start splitting quickly. That's why I have a hand cannon with Dragonfly on it. Now, if you don't have Nation of Beasts like mine, any hand cannon with Dragonfly is a good thing. Or if you've got something that's just going to mow down a lot of adds. That's up to you, whatever you feel comfortable with. I just like the Dragonfly aspect because I'll throw one grenade, usually like my, Vortex, or this is going to be my Solar Grenade, but a grenade that covers an area, throw that where they spawn. That's mostly one side. And then the other side I'll try and shoot, and then I'm going to use one of those sides as cover. From there, basically your idea is once the adds are down, you shoot the knights, and you want to get them to, basically if you look at... See if we can take one of these guys, for example. Take Alector, for example. He's got 3 chunks of a health bar. You can get him... You can take off the first 2, and he won't lose his head, his helmet, and start chasing you like crazy. But if you get to about the comma, that's about as far as you should go. And even flirting with that's close. The idea is going to be when I go to town on them, I'm going to kill all of them together quickly. And then what they're going to drop is a buff. Each one will drop a buff that lets me do extra damage to the wizard, to Incaru. And the idea there is if you have all 3, the amount of damage you can do to her is nuts. So between Well of Radiance and Thunderlord, I can basically destroy her. I just have to survive getting the knights low, killing them together, picking up the orbs, and then just going to town on her. So the main thing is the knights, not getting them too low. They're very slow during this phase. And just make sure you don't get overrun by ads. That's kind of the other piece as well. Now, if there's a point where you get low on ammo, feel like you don't have that much, you might need to spawn some more ads so you get some ammo from them. But the main idea is kill the sets of ads, whittle the health down on each knight, and what I will do is I won't kill them the first phase because you kind of are on a time limit. A crystal will appear wherever, which section of this area that Incaru is kind of holding up. You'll shoot the crystal. When you're going to finally kill her, you'll shoot the crystal, kill the ads, go to town on the knights so they all drop their little orb, pick up the orb so you have as long as possible to do damage to her because you don't want to lose that ability. That's the key. Because once that time goes away, then you kind of have to start the cycle over again. And you do not want the knights to respawn. You want to do this in just one phase. With a group, it's really not that bad if you guys focus together and you have all 3 buffs. She goes down pretty quick. It's the knights that are the hard part. So that long intro aside, this is it. This is going to be my solo, flawless, complete, seriously, never again solo run. And then maybe I'll help some other people out with this one as well. So, cross my fingers. Let me grab a sip of water. See how things are going. Alright. Here we go. Just in time to get 60 viewers watching. Welcome everybody to chat. Final piece, still alive. It's on the table. I love how somebody's like, I crossed my toes for you. Alright. So over here to the left, you got to get pretty far down. Actually, I must have touched this lower ledge. And you see the health bar form. Throw my grenade out there. Look to the other side, start tagging the ads. And this is why Dragonfly works so well in this section. Is because one explosion will typically kill more. And again, if I get over here, I can keep a healing rift up. This will help me kill some of these ads. Trying to stay out of line of sight of the wizard. Now that knight is right on top of me, so I got to get out of here for a sec. Now I'm going to hover over to the other side. That was not as smooth as I would have hoped for. But the idea is you want to be out of line of sight of the wizard so you can manage that part. And again, a few extra ads doesn't hurt. Now at this point, try and find your knights wherever they're at. They will come and go at times. And then just start whittling their health down. I can't see him, which is not cool. Alright, so now try and find one and start working the health. I'm not going to do anything heavy and crazy just because I want to save my heavy ammo. She doesn't take like a full clip the way the Ogre does. The Ogre takes like a lot of ammo. So I can do a decent chunk of damage on him. And try and whittle this down so it's not forever long with the primary. But there's about a third health gone on that one. That one needs a little bit more love. Alright, so Incaru conjures. So at this point, the shields are up. I can't do any more damage to him. So I've got to kill the crystal. Make sure your grenade is up at this point because you're going to use it. And again, if I do need to switch sides, if all the knights are coming over to me on that side, then it works as a time for me to switch, grab a little ammo, and then adjust kind of settings. So, same thing over here. Make sure whatever you're going to kill the scions with is reloaded completely. And you can peek out a little bit, just watch the knights. They can still smash you even if they can't take damage, they can kill you. Now she adjusted a little bit. The crystal's just about to go down. So I'm probably just going to pop a grenade right about where I am. And then start working these guys over here. Got some heavy dropping, which is nice. And there we go. Perfect. Nice. Good stuff. And let's see what damage we can get on these guys. So now the wizard's going to be across the way. So my advice, again, always be perpendicular to her, basically off to a side. And you can use this back section as a decent amount of cover. Now I can do a decent amount of damage to this guy. Gotta watch the health, watch how much I do. So Thunderlord's going to whittle him down pretty quick. Watch how much you actually do. Get him down to about that third section. So this one definitely can take some more damage. So that's alright. So now here, as they get aggressive, if I need to switch sides, I'm going to try and stay in this intersection. Alright. So here, again, try and find the ones that you're working on. I actually can't see which ones have health right now because I'm too far away. So I can work on this one for a little bit. Kind of whittle him down. Trying to save a decent chunk of ammo. And again, they don't have overly a ton of health. Like, you can tell I'm doing some damage to them. It's not really all that bad. You can fire at them for a while once they're disappearing, too. Shield is back up, so same thing. Focus again. You're going to look for the crystal. Make sure your grenade is up. And again, if they're running to you, just shimmy around. Go to the other side. You'll be safe. And again, actually being up here at the top is a pretty safe area to be, because you've got some options for cover. So that's the nice thing about it. So I need to keep working on this crystal. Once the crystal goes down, I'm going to put the grenade under her side because I don't want to be over there. So I'm going to put the grenade over there. Oh, this is not good. Oh my god. I'm going to go this right now just to try and survive this quick section. Kill you. Kill you. Kill you. Alright. It's not where I wanted to use my Well of Radiance, but that was a pucker moment. We had to survive it. The wizard right now is getting a little aggressive, so I gotta go full circle right now. That was just like a bad jump moment and just had to survive. Alright, so Scions, somehow I've still got a whole group of them up here in the middle, so I'm gonna whittle those down, see if I can get some ammo dropping. Looks like I do have some heavy up there, so I can be a little more aggressive, which is good. And this may be why I'm doing Well of Radiance, and some of you guys may be like, alright, so this one I can whittle down a little bit more, but that's about as far as I want to take that one. Head's still on. I don't think any of them are that close. This is the one I really need to put some work into. This one I need to whittle pretty good. That's a good chunk of damage. This one is fine. This one, I gotta switch. That was super close. I don't know, just my jump, and that's again the Warlock. Warlock floaty jump has some benefits, but man, does that floaty have some downfall. So in the back again, try not to let it get you. Work that crystal down. Make sure your grenade is up, or at least what you use for one of your sides. And again, even here, like running through, grabbing ammo, it's really not too bad. So I got a pretty good amount of ammo at this point. Health-wise, how am I doing? You're good. You're close. You're getting there. So I'm actually going to try and pull a little bit to the middle here. So I have some flexibility in which side I run to. Actually, could almost pull the knights over here to me. Pretty much whichever side you want to throw it, pull the knights to me. I'm taking my sweet time. I'm fully aware of that. I'm not arguing. Had a close call. Don't want to mess anything up. Rather have time to potentially get my super back if things go downhill. So that is down. So grenade right there on those guys. And then start the shots here. There we go. That was a pretty good clean run. A nice shot. Hide from her. Try and find the wizard's location. Sometimes she'll be in the same spot. Sometimes she will move. Looks like I've got a few stragglers in the middle. Okay, what is happening right now, guys? Holy crap. That's why you do not want to get overrun by Scions right now. And she is also across the way, so this is just bad news. So she's on that side, so I don't need to deal with her and the Scions. Alright, so those are finally down, so now I can start. Okay, you're good. Where are the other ones? You. I'm going to switch. I'm going to go back to the back of the room. Looks like I got plenty of heavy here, so I can work these guys down. So this won't be my damage phase. This is hopefully where I can set these guys up so they're just about low enough. And I almost don't want to use Thunderlord so I don't over damage them. Pretty good there on that one. Need my last one. That one, really. Alright, so the damage is done. I'm pretty close on all of them. Let me check them real quick. If I can go to town on them, I'm just probably going to do it. That one might have to just be first. The others will be later. But I think, yeah, that one's low enough. That one's close. I know I can kill him with Thunderlord, and I should have enough ammo. I'll probably throw a Healing Rift first once I start damaging them, so Lunafactions works on that section. And then I'm going to then I'll switch over to Well of Radiance for the final kill. So at this point, I just got to get an angle on this crystal, which is not always easy as they're chasing me. Now, all the knights are nearly on top of me, which is honestly good, so if I can consolidate them, I will take that. switch sides real quick so I've got the front of the room to work with it. Alright, keep the wizard off my butt for a minute. Ah! Get a little health back here. Alright, so that's good. I got the grenade in the back. Need to land so I can start these guys working. There we go. We're good. Find the wizard, who is straight across the way, so I'm going to the back of the room. I'm going to pull out Thunderlord to finish up these couple of ads. And then at this point, I'm going to go Healing Earth here, because, oh my god, she's kicking my butt right there. Let's see if I can line these guys up. As soon as the head pops, they got to die quick. Same thing. Head pops, got to die quick. And third one is, where you at, bud? Third knight. Where the hell's that knight? Come here, knight. Come on, die. Okay, that's 1, 2, 3. Alright, this is going to be it right here. This is the damage circle. You can look straight at me with my Well of Radiance, and I'm just going to end you right now. Come on. 99,000 on each shot. Just melt that health bar. It's going to happen right now. Come on. Finish. Come on. Just die. Die already. How are you not dead? Holy crap, that was one too many. Woo! Yes! Yeah. That is awesome. Now, let's wait for the Triumph to show up. I had like 11 bullets left. I didn't have much room. Holy crap. Take a little bit for this to finish. Seriously? Never again. Yeah. Whew. Got it. My wife probably just heard me cheer. The door was still shut. Now I can say I finally did it. Yes! 66 seconds for me to enjoy the glory here up in the Triumph box. Go to the Dreaming City. Go over a couple checks here. Seriously, never again? Go ahead and screenshot that that's ready to click off. And it has been done. Yes! Oh, man, I'm so glad that's done. The fact that I'd done it before, I knew what I'd done before. Oh. Hey, steadfast, every little bit, every cheer, everything in chat, guys. Thank you so much. Oh, so amazing right now. Thank you all so much for being here. Now I can go work on the Izanagi's Burden. Yeah, 0 Triumph points. That makes sense, doesn't it? Alright, let's finish this thing up. 8 seconds to go. We did it. 1 hour and 35 minutes. By no means a fast run, but it is done. 5 orbs created, 34 grenade kills, 375 kills. 80 minutes here in orbit. I just want to shout out to everybody in chat, everybody who's out there, whether you guys are lurking, chatting. I can't obviously list all of you guys, but so many of you guys have seen me try this. So many of you guys saw me get close to doing this. Had the Triumph not count. Yeah. But seriously, Shattered Throne is one of my favorite pieces of content from Bungie. It is kind of amazing. Shout out to all you guys who sending up the bits right now. Let me see if I can look at them all. We got Pepe. Thank you for the 100, and I lost track of how many ones that is. Steadfast, thank you. Fred, thank you for the bits. Life Alert, you're cracking me up with the name there, but thank you very much. Penguin with another cheer. Thank you guys very much. So, yeah, what is up from YouTube, guys? Gaming Forte as well. All of you guys out there, this is going to go up on YouTube. So if you guys know where to find me, it's Twitch, Twitter, it's Ebontis on both of those. I had a lot of people watching me live do this, which was awesome. But right here on YouTube, if you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like below. Leave a comment if you got thoughts, questions, or just want to say hey. But if you haven't subbed to my channel, please do so. Thank you very much. And yeah, have an awesome one, and I'll see you guys in the next video. If you guys are in Twitch, I'm not going anywhere. That's just the wrap.